Well, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in to my 2648th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Sometimes we add a little bit of long-term, and boy, did we kick some ass showing you the long-term. Now, did I trade it properly? No, I didn't get in yet. It's only been a day, but I didn't get in today. We'll see what happens tonight. But the call was perfect. Before we talk about any of that craziness on the board, let's talk about this. There's a lot of risk involved in trading. Never, ever trade without putting your stops in. Put them in first. A stop, I assure you, is your best friend in this game. Put your best friend, your stop in first. You'll trade a lot longer, I promise you. Okay, so for trading on Rocktober 10th, 2023, and has Rocktober not lived up to its name so far? Right, go Rocktober. Well, for trading on Rocktober 10th, a Tuesday, the ES and the Dow Transportation Average, which I am deeming, and I've dubbed this about a week or two ago, the current leader has found support as projected. I mean, you've seen it, right? The market has found support. We've been showing you charts and video after video. We talked about how I did a webinar last month. In that webinar were specific charts I wanted you to look at, and the link would be right below this video. Well, I've said that in every video since, the last 3 or 4 videos. And now you have to see it. It actually happened just like it said it would in the webinar a month ago, which simply means this: I have no crazy skill that you guys don't have. I read the chart. The chart said it would go down here and find support. So far it did. I will show you the charts now and see where it's going to go from here. Not only did it find support, it's found support on the daily and weekly charts. Confirmed, if you ask me. So we have confirmed support. News of a war comes out and it still has support, right? So, God bless you guys, but that's another story. So the chart said get long, and so far so good. Again, we tried to get long today. We didn't get a fill. We'll pick up something tonight. It's only Monday night for Tuesday. So daily and weekly charts confirm what the transportation average is doing. It is the leader, and it's leading us back up the way it led us down. The chart segment will depict that for you. Daily charts kind of show us that we need to be long. We need to buy dips if we can get a fill for trading Monday night to Tuesday. And then number 3 on the board. Where's my paper? Is it with me? I didn't bring it up. Wall Street Journal. I had it in my hands 5 minutes ago. Over this weekend, I read a whole bunch of articles. I read lots of papers. Wall Street's just one of them. Don't get mad at me. It's just one of many. I know Wall Street, but I read it. So I plow through the stuff that I know, really means something, and the stuff that doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. That's how every newspaper is. So I'm going through the Wall Street Journal, and smack, I run into an article, and I know from my 42 plus years of watching everything that happens geopolitically and how it affects Wall Street, something happened that means a lot more to the people doing it than it does to us, because you don't get it. You don't get their culture. Let me explain. Goodbye, Panda Bears. In 1972, now I was a really little kid back then, right? I remember in 1972, a little tight, but I can remember this happening. No one ever knew what the hell happened in China. China was just a total mystery to us. And President Nixon, who cares if you like him or not, it's a story. President Nixon went over to China to meet Mao Zedong. That was his name. He went to meet Mao Zedong, and he returned with 2 pandas, Ling Ling and Sing Sing. These are things I'll never forget. It was like the biggest thing that ever happened. I remember where I was standing at that moment, and so do many other people. It was a big moment, like O.J. Chase, stuff like that. It was a big moment in our time. So Nixon goes over to China, opens up relations with them, comes back with panda bears. Oh my God, it's literally called a diplomatic reapproachment from China, or panda diplomacy. So China uses panda diplomacy, and when China gives you pandas, it's a gesture of friendship and goodwill. So we opened up relations with China. We've done a lot of business with them since. We've had the pandas ever since. They've had little pups, blah, 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 and the show must go on. Well, guess what? China wants the pandas back. They want all of them back. China has taken the pandas from the San Diego Zoo, from the Memphis Zoo, The one in D.C., the main zoo where they went to after they came to the U.S., December 7th, they're gone. There's only a couple, 1 or 2 pandas left in the Atlanta Zoo, and they're gone next year. Goodbye. China wants all their pandas back. Listen, I don't know if you understand what that means, but if you want to discuss this in a different environment, not on social networking, you give me a call, you come to livewithoscar.com, you jump in my training room. We'll discuss what this means, but I'll tell you right now, it means more to them than you people realize. It's a step. It's a thing. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there because of all the stuff I read in the papers. I run across a panda article that catches my attention. Who knew? Anyway, it does mean more than you think, kids. You want to discuss that, get in touch with me. All right, so transportation average is leading the way. I have shown you charts for the last few weeks to show you where, how, and why. It's gotten there. Now it's found support. Daily and weekly agree. And panda bears are panda bears. It's just part of the way the world works. That will be in the chart somehow too, I'm sure. All right, traders. Not lastly, but the last thing on this list, OMNI campers. This is the week, baby. I will see you guys in just a couple of days, right? It's Monday night for Tuesday. You will be in here. Remember, you need no supplies. You need to do no practicing of anything. You don't need to trade first. You don't need to read any books. Don't even bring a pen with you. Just come to Vegas with an open mind and the desire to be an ass-kicking analyst when I'm done with you, and I promise you that is what will happen for you. You will be a bang-up analyst. You'll be able to call markets very well. You will be able to plan a trade, then trade that plan. This is on me. I promise you it will happen. It's on me to make that happen for you campers. You've got my word. Just come here. I've got you. I'll see you soon. All right. That's about it, traders. I'm going to get out of here. I want to show you some charts right now. If you don't mind, make sure that you go home and look at your own charts. After looking at these, you will see everything I'm about to show you. And then remember to say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, because it'll help you when you're in a bad trade, more than a good one. When you're in a bad one, you know how that can be. So say this to yourselves, kids. I know it helps. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, kids. We're going to go look at some charts in a second. I just wanted to say this. Out of memory completely, I was giving you this Nixon thing with ling, ling, zing, zing, sing, 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 and ling, ling. But it's totally out of memory, so if I wasn't verbatim, don't kill me. I'm literally remembering when I was, 5 or 6, but I remember it that clearly. So look it up for yourselves. That stuff did happen. They are taking the pandas back, whatever. So I will see you in just a moment. Do you know why? Because now we're going to go look at some charts. Trade is the very same chart that I had put in a webinar last month, and the same chart I've been showing you for the last few videos. And in that webinar, I clearly stated this was the exact same chart. I said, we are here. We are going to go to that question mark and bounce. Why? Because that's what happens. That's what this does. It always does that. So on the daily, this is what we have. Here's where we were. I'm just going to blow up this very same chart. I'm just going to blow up this portion right here from the bottom of this to here. Same chart, right? There it is. So here we were. And I said, look, I'm telling you right now, the market has to adjust. Crude has exploded. Bonds have tumbled to 109. That means rates have automatically gone up. The market has to adjust. There is your target. When it gets there, it should find support. Check this out. Look at what it did. Is that not insane? I mean, is that not sick? It went right to that spot. And what did it do? It found support. Boof, we're all the way up here already. Now, can anyone else in the world do that with a chart, kids? Come on now, give me some credit. That is really, really good analysis. So we've bounced off of that, and sticking with that same chart, or that same chart vein, we looked at the ES and said, how did the ES do at that area? Well, it got to an average. That's very important. As you can see, big important average when it gets above, major when it stays below. That's what it does, right? It gets just about to the average, but it hits the bottom of this channel, and it hits this at the same time. Isn't that a pretty good argument for support? Right? It came back to this line, and hits this, and hits that. I mean, come on now, algorithms know how to look at this stuff. Look, that's an algorithm. All you're doing is looking at it visually. They picked up on it. And then you go back to the transportation average. Go out to a weekly. That was the daily I was showing you on a transportation average. Now we go to a weekly, and guess what? Same look. Average has been hit. You bounced off of this. Nice trend line right here. Comes in with this trend line right there. Comes in with that average. Bingo. Support gets found. So far, so good. Now, that doesn't mean we can't just turn around and dump and go lower, but for now, we dropped all the way to that spot we projected it would drop to, and we started rallying. This has not happened. This has. So far, so good, right? And then we look at up close and personal. What do you want to do for trading on Tuesday? Well, daily bar chart of S&P says it came down to the 200 bar moving average, settled above it, went back down, settled below for 1 day, back above, and back above. So what does that tell you? It held at the 200 bar moving average. That has held at the 200 bar moving average. OMNI says buy the dips. We are going to buy dips in E-mini S&P, Russell, wherever we can get a fill. We are buyers for trading on Tuesday. Traders, I hope that helps. You want to talk about Ling Ling and Sing Sing? Come on down to livewithoscar.com. Meet me in my free trading room, and we'll go further from there.